Hey everyone, so today I want to talk about the place command. What is it? Why do you need it? Why do so many trainers push for this command, place command? So Bob over here is just hanging out in place. I think she's staring at her tail or her leg. Yep, was her tail. Was her tail. So what is place? Why do you need it? Place is anything raised or elevated, just like this little cot right here and this bed over here where Bob is laying. It could be your coffee table, it could be your couch. For me, it will never be furniture in my house because I don't like to share dog hair quite that much. So place is anything raised or elevated. Why do you need it? Place is a wonderful command for managing puppies, especially puppies like Bob. She's really into this tail. Anyways, so we want to teach our puppies place. Why? Because, okay, check this. You have a puppy, they're growing constantly, they're teething, and you've been playing tug with them, you've been doing stuff with them, but suddenly they're like physically pooped, but they seem really restless. And you get, sometimes you may have heard of this thing, it's called the zoomies. So Great Danes, giant breeds, are more prone to this, where it's like right at sundown, they just get this burst of energy and they like start flinging themselves from the chandelier. Like they're jumping from the couch to the recliner to they're on the wall like this. So the zoomies is what happens as a result of your dog has been physically exhausted at some point throughout the day, but the brain didn't shut off, so they like get this little last push of energy, a little burst there, and it's funny sometimes until your wall meets the dog's face or something like that happens. It happens. Not to you, right though, Bob? No, not to Bob. So the place command, why does it work? Why does it kind of, curb things like the zoomies? The reason for that is because when your dog is in place command, their brain has to stay on, okay? And I'll go through that and explain a little bit more. Their brain has to stay on, but their body doesn't have to move. So I like place for, in the mornings, we have a little training session. We go through our skills. We do a little agility, jumping over things, crawling under things. Do that, and then, my dog she's pooped in the morning, okay? So then later on in the afternoon, I might do another high physical activity. We might go on a hike. We might go, just jogging around the parking lot. Not me, my dog. I don't jog. Unless there's clowns, then I don't jog still, I run. But I like to give my dog an activity that's physical. And then I like to, throughout the day, work her little brain. Now, my dog tends to be she's a thinker. She's constantly scheming. I've been watching her for the last couple weeks try to figure out how to get into my trash can. She's locked me out of my house. She has tried to open that metal canister right there. That is, it's got a lock on it. She's been trying to figure out how to open it. That's where her food is. So she's a thinker, she's a plotter, and I have to keep an eye on her. So I put her on the place command. Old saying, first one that my grandma used to use: everything has a place and everything is in its place. Goes something like that. So this was how she kept her house clean. Everything in her house, everything had a place in her house. And if it didn't, it went in the trash. She just got rid of it. And I don't think you should get rid of your dog just because he doesn't have a place. You should give your dog a place, okay? So give your dog a place so that they can help, so you can keep your house under control. This is just when you have kids and you have dogs, they all need a place. So your kids have a bedroom, your dogs have a crate, your dogs can also have a place. The cool thing about place is they can still be part of a lot of activities, where the crate kind of closes them off from the world. It isolates them a little bit more. This lets them have more exposure without being quite a pain in the butt. The other thing is that, especially with puppies, things left unattended toward to chaos, and puppies are no exception to this rule. So if Bob is left unattended, she's going to find her way into the toilet to have a drink. She's going to find her way, look, she's like, whatever, Mom, that's not true. She's going to find her way into trouble. She's going to find her way into chaos. My house will be chaotic if I don't give Bob a job, and her job is to hold down that place. She's barely 7 months old, but she's been doing place since she was about 3.5, 4 months old. And she's really good at it, actually. But it gives me control over where she is. I know where she is, and she, okay. And it gives her a job. So her brain is always on. Now her brain has to stay on, and here's why. For me, the release of a place command is both a verbal cue and a physical touch. So my dog does not just, she like doesn't just get free and she gets off of there. Hers is actually go play with the physical touch on the nose. And the reason for that is because even still at her age, even though she's been doing place for months now, if I come through here and she really wants off place and you know, my hands are full with groceries or maybe laundry or something of that nature, and I say, just hang on, Bob, I'll be right back. You know, kind of in her mind, it's like, I heard my name and you said something, so I'm going to take that as you meant I could get off of here. And then we have a dog who's confused about, well, what is the release word? When do I get off of this thing? So just to avoid confusion, I require that the release word it's a verbal command and a physical cue. All right. So that's place. I really like it. You should definitely, you know, there's another similar exercise called sit on the dog. Very similar. You just don't need a place that's raised or elevated like this or this. We'll talk about that in another video, but definitely check out the place command. Test it with your dog. Go do place in somewhere other than just the home. Go out and try the electric box or someplace like a bench. A park bench is a good one. Go find raised, elevated places, place your dog, and then physically release them. You know, the first few times, keep a leash on your dog, and definitely, you know, only keep them on place for a couple minutes and then free or go play, whichever one you want to use, and get those repetitions in. Build that foundation for what is place. Then once you get that, those repetitions in of this is exactly what release is, this is exactly what place is, then you can work on the longevity of it. Okay? All right, guys, that's it for today. Happy training.